Hello beautiful people, welcome to Laylas Light Art channel where I speak everything about art, manifestation, energy work, spirituality, and everything in between. Alright guys, so today I wanted to share with you my life on sabbatical leave and how I came about to the decision to take this many months of sabbatical leave after I would say like 2 decades of working in the financial industry where I have to wake up at 6 a.m. pretty much every single day to rush to work and kind of deliver the best market news out there, and how I felt like, I kind of had enough of it for some time, and what were the steps that I took, how did I pursue it, and if you're interested, stay tuned. And for now, I also wanted to share with you a little bit of peace that I found in my couple of weeks of sabbatical leave. Okay, let's get into it. Alright guys, so if you don't know me, a little bit of an introduction. I'm Jhoanne and I am the creator of Laylas Light Art. And if you actually look at my previous videos, you'll see that I paint abstract art, and I've been on this journey for around 6 years now. I'm a self-taught painter, and interestingly enough, even if I had this very demanding finance job, I am still able to sell art, and it's a very beautiful commissioned high vibe art that I would say I resonate with people. So yeah, the thing that I really like to share with you is that perhaps art has always been a part of me, and it was very much in line to my, I would say, soul. And that's why the universe has always guided me to paint more. And because I am able to sell in the past, I would say 4 or 5 years, I was able to sell my art consistent on a very consistent basis. But it's not a huge part yet because I do have work that I need to adhere to. It's very demanding, so I'm just already very grateful that on a monthly basis, if I have orders, then I'll be able to kind of share that gift with the people who wants to receive it as well. Now let's get into the reason how and why I got into a sabbatical leave. So last year, what happened was that I was changing into a new job, right? And obviously, with the kind of change in any job, even though it's the same position, but it's a different company, it's you're integrating new energy for sure. And also that time I was going through a massive heartbreak, and it was definitely two things in one go. First things first, it was just this energy shift of the workplace, and I felt like the new workplace was a bit dense than I wanted to be, because imagine you used to be in a place whereby everything works very well, and then you go to another place whereby of course you're more highly paid to fix the problem, so it doesn't work that well or that smoothly. But at the same time, the people around there has been very kind, very nice to me. So it's kind of a mix and match of where I am. And during the time where I believe that I had to also kind of cut a lot of my ego out, because I'm very good at what I did, okay, and what I do, because I was the number one salesperson in the finance industry in my field. And when I moved to this place, I actually kind of place a lot of my prestigious title or that reward of being the best up there. And I didn't realize that I was so competitive until I found out that I was, and it was so kind of shocking to me, because it's a massive ego death, right? In the sense that when I moved to this new job, I was all right, am I gonna still be able to do it? Because this place, I would say the products is still not as up there as the others, because as a salesperson you need to actually sell really good product, right? So when I felt this is not what I really thought at all, and the product was just so the gap was so high from where I used to be, and I was just oh my god, am I gonna be okay? Will the client be able to resonate with what I'm trying to say? I have to work extra hard to actually bring in to mend the gap of the product. And then I realized that it throughout the months that I have actually been on this new job, it had took a toll on me, in the sense that my body felt there was massive vertigo going on. So usually I have a vertigo, I would say every once or twice per year, but this time around it's on consistent like every week I would have it. And when a client says something that is a little bit stressful for me, I go straight ahead into like a vertigo mode. So I already knew that it was not really healthy, and like my body is definitely telling me something. And in the spiritual world, when you actually have a vertigo, it also means that you are going to realign your center. Like your center is not stable anymore, or your outer world is about to shift because like your inner is shifting as well. Actually, the thing that I even realized is that aside from like the body that has been telling me that I actually need to kind of like rest up, because I'm going through like a lot of like emotions and a lot of downloads. And the biggest download that I've got is actually like this ego death that I've mentioned about. It's actually about like realizing that the worth, like my innate worth, is actually not because of the external, not because of the prestigious title, not because of like the financial gains that you get, not even because of like the praises that you get from like other people, but it's actually innate within you, right? And by actually me embodying like my self-worth, and kind of like really stop thinking about like how the external is going to like accept me or like verify who I am, I actually started that cultivate like self-worth, you know. When I wake up in the morning, I think to myself like, you know what, I might not be the number one person in the finance in my field anymore, but I actually got to find myself that I'm beyond that, I'm more than that. And miraculously, what actually happened during that time was that I actually gained more traction with clients like I've never done before, because now I'm actually like breaking all the paradigm, in the sense that I don't really rely on like the products as much anymore, but rather I do like my meditation. And maybe because like I've been doing this job for quite some time, I kind of have like morning downloads, and the combination of the experience I had many years, then I was able to actually like kind of fine tune everything, and you know, wrap it up and like send it to clients, and kind of like gap the products between where I was and how I am right and where I am right now into like a better place. And I realized that I actually got traction with more clients, and clients actually talk to me more, like they're bulge bracket like clients, right? And this is so interesting because I felt like you actually utilize things in your space, in your heart. And because once you actually cultivate that in your heart and in your space, and you find your self-worth, the external actually like just reflect that all back to me, right? So I thought that was super interesting. And I also have a trick whereby my spiritual teacher also did mention for me, is to actually like send across like a love heart vibe into like the place where I'm going, and like to the people and to the location. So that actually like helped me a lot too. But the point of where I got like into my sabbatical leave was, even though I realized that I was doing much better, but my body is still not responding it, right? So I was speaking to like one of my good friend Nat, and I'm actually at her facility, at her place right now, which is pretty much gonna perhaps turn into retreats too, because it's so beautiful. Is she was just saying like, look, your body is actually telling you you need to rest, right? And I've been ongoing like in this like, you know, caffeine high for so long, and I keep on going and keep on going. And I realized like my body needs a rest, because that is like a hugest kind of like signal from the body that stop, you're going too fast, you need to rest a little bit, you need to like, you know, kind of like rest. And that's when I spoke to my boss, and you know, she was super kind enough to understand me, and she was just like, oh, you know what, if you want to take a leave, rest up, the market is not going to go anywhere, then go for it, right? And go find yourself, go rest, and then come back and feel more rejuvenated. So shout out to my current office right now. If you get to hear this, I really appreciate it for giving this the time off. And also, yeah, just to actually like have the courage to go through it, right? Because I realized that, you know, taking a break from a very high paying job is not the easiest thing, right? And you get so comfortable with where you are for so long, you really feel kind of like, do I really need to go through this? But the one thing that I really want to share is that your heart just keeps on going, like, you know, it's like it's telling you something. Your body's already telling you, and then your heart, your inner heart is just like, gotta have to do this. And so when the opportunity presents itself, you know, because I was also kind of like praying to the universe that things could materialize, apologies, into my favor. And when it did, I actually spoke up. So when you actually like want to align with the universe, you have to take the steps, and the universe will also take the steps. And when you meet, you better show up for the universe, and then the universe will take care of it. Okay. So interestingly enough, I'm not able to go into like massive details on how I do it because it's, you know, confidentiality. But I can tell you this: when once my boss did tell me if I want to take that leap of faith, I went for it right away. You know, I was actually like speak my truth to the maximum level, and then I realized that, you know, the gap that I'm gonna take, I have pretty much, would say, like I have saved enough. I have enough savings to last me, I would say, months on end. And so I told myself that, you know what, I'm going to take this sabbatical leave to rest up first, like first and foremost. And then I'm going to do my creative work and see where the universe wants to take me, because like now, because I have more free time, I am able to kind of like channel and tune in way more creativity than I've ever would if I was still in the, you know, matrix 9 to 5 job, which I'm still quite grateful for, to be honest. And but what I'm trying to say is that it's not necessarily like either or. You can kind of like take a balanced approach whereby like you can just take a rest and then you kind of like go for it, right? Because taking a rest is actually one of the hardest things that the human mind will actually kind of like give you that illusion of doing things all the time. If you resonate with me, you're the kind of person that you've been working all your life and then you felt kind of like guilty to take that leave, I'm going to tell you this: if your heart is saying to go for it, go for it. If your body is already reacting because like you're having some like symptoms, I say double go for it, right? Because it's already the biggest signal that you should go for it for sure. And so I'm going to be kind of like going in on this sabbatical journey whereby I hopefully will be able to share with you more on like what has going through on my heart. So maybe this could be like encouragement kind of like video. I'm talking to you as well, that if you have that leap of faith, then just really go for it, and you'll never know where it's going to take you. But I think it's kind of that naughty feeling whereby you're like, you just did something naughty. It makes you feel like alive again. And being in the mundane, doing the things that you have been doing for many years, actually kind of like kills that spirit a little bit. So if you want to like pursue your artwork, if you feel like you have to go for it, then man, just go for it, because look at where the universe is taking me right now, right? And it's just not about me, it's also about you. If you have that calling, then it shall be, right, guys? Look how beautiful this is. That last 2 years or maybe a year ago, I would probably be like very heads on into like this usual grand investors event. But right now I'm just sitting in nature doing this video, like chilling with you guys, and I really enjoy it. Alright guys, I hope this is one of an inspirational video. It's not kind of like doing it all the way. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but this video is about taking that leap of faith and find your own balance, right? And if you actually want to do sabbatical leave, I would say like a year. Make sure you have, at least for me, a financial buffer, because I've been having some financial buffer for quite some time now. And maybe some of you will be able to kind of like leapfrog without that doubt at all. Some works because like you need that pressure to actually like make it work, right? But for me personally, I'm taking an approach whereby like I'm gonna take it like step by step. I'm not gonna plan that much. I'm not a kind of person that is very masculine in the sense that I need to do this right now or like do that in order to like achieve a set kind of goal, but rather than like a more feminine approach whereby I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take this step. I'm taking 50% step. The universe, please provide me with another 50%, you know, kind of like let's co-create together, that kind of approach. And hopefully the things that I want to achieve is to be able to make more art, and actually to be able to actually kind of like one day perhaps live off my artwork as well, and all the things and the creative things that I really want to sell. Because at the end of the day, I realized that having a balanced life is way more important to me than going 100 billion kilometers per hour, and just maybe when I'm 70 looking on kind of like my deathbed and being like, oh goodness, I haven't done anything that is of my heart to this world yet. And plus I have many things that I want to share with the world, and I want to make an impact on the world as well. So if this is in resonant with you, then go for it. And if you want a friend to talk to, or if you want any like suggestions or advice on how to take this like, you know, sabbatical leapfrog, then I'm always here for you too. Anyways, guys, if you also want to kind of I would say like follow my art journey, you're very much welcome. I usually post on Instagram, it's Laylas Light, and if you actually want to see what I do more, then do follow me on YouTube. Please subscribe and click like on this video as well, and on my Instagram too. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I'll hope to see you soon again. Bye.